This is the first episode since our rebrand. Today, we're having a truly fascinating guest joining us. His name is synonymous with unlocking the power of the human voice and challenging how we think about singing. With a unique approach that emphasizes intuition and natural potential, he has helped countless individuals find their voice. He is the author of How to Sing Without Thinking, and a highly respected vocal coach based in New York City. We're thrilled to welcome Gabriel Weiner to the show. Every voice tells a story. Every note carries meaning. This is the Daily Vocalist Podcast, a space for singers who are ready to move hearts and make moments. And now, your host, Coach Worship. Gabriel, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. It's great to connect with you, and I'm so happy that my quotes are resonating with you. It sounds like we are like-minded, which is a great thing about the internet, that we find each other. And
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
minds find each other.
Talking about the mind, while going through your page, I saw you were talking about your book, and you always talk about it, and I always see it like at the bottom of your quote, and I was really interested. The name is not just catchy; it's a concept. I don't call it a method because there's so many methods in the world right now, methods of singing. So I don't want to call what you do a method. It's not a method. I don't want to call what you do a method. So the book says how to sing. Let me look at it again. It says how to sing without thinking. And I'm like, how is that even possible? How did Gabriel even come up with such a title? So I want you to elaborate. How did you arrive at this? Like I said, I do not want to call it a method, but okay, let's just go around. Let's call it your book. How did you come about this? What was your thought process? How did you come to that point and you're like, yes, a singer should actually sing with less thinking? So how?
Yeah, so when I started singing, I sang for fun. And when I was singing, I wasn't thinking. I was just going on about my singing. Blah, da, 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 just singing. And I didn't think about anything. But then I started taking voice lessons, and my voice teacher said to me, you need to breathe into your diaphragm, and you need to stand up straight, and you need to place the tone in your mask, and you need to do all these things. And so then I started thinking a lot. So before, it was something fun that I would just do without having any thoughts about it. And then my teacher started telling me, stand up straight, breathe deep, open your throat, put the sound here, do this, add vibrato to it. So then as I was singing, I was thinking, am I standing up straight? Is my stomach doing what it needs to be doing? Is my throat open? Do I have enough vibrato? Like, I just kept thinking all those things. And then I didn't like thinking. So I figured there needs to be a way for me to get back to how it used to be in the beginning, because I wasn't thinking before voice lessons. So my book, I write about the 4 stages of competence. And what I had was unconscious incompetence. It meant that I wasn't aware that I wasn't that great at singing. And because I lacked the awareness,
Ignorance is bliss.
but then, yes, exactly. It was ignorance is bliss. Then I took voice lessons and I became conscious of my incompetence. That's when I started thinking a lot about it. Like, oh, that was too loud, or oh, that was flat, or oh, that was sharp. And then you keep going, and then you become competent, but you're aware that you're competent, and you go like, oh, that was pretty good, or oh, the audience loves it. I'm having an effect. But you keep going, and you go into unconscious competence, where you're not even thinking about it anymore. It's just working well. So that's what the book is about. It's about how to get to that state.
And I had the privilege of reading that book, and I must say it's a book I want to read over and over again. You said a lot. I love the fact that you were vulnerable. I usually tell students or people who intend to get vocal coaches, I tell them, if your vocal coach cannot tell you a story, cannot tell you his story, how he got through certain challenges, how he overcame them, if he has no story, if he's just one of those in quote talented or natural talent that just woke up one morning and ta-da, they can sing and they never encountered any problem, they had the perfect vibrato, or they did not have vocal breaks, they just had this powerful mix and everything was just wonderful. And such a person just decides, oh, I can sing, so I should be a voice teacher. And you go and meet that person will not be able to help you, because even if they finally get the knowledge on how to get exercises that would fix your problem, when you encounter problems while doing those exercises, the most they can say is, do it again, or try it this way. They cannot relate. You say, oh, I feel this way. They cannot relate because they have never been in that situation before. So when I was reading this book, I was like, wow, this is really amazing. You just bore yourself out. That was a connecting point for me in that book. And it's something I could relate with when you mentioned some things. Like when you were talking about how do you put it again? I'm trying to remember how you put it. How that you were talking about you were like in between your dad, you were like in between religions, you were confused about this, you were confused about that. I was at that point in my life as well where I was like, how do I even want to sound? How do I, what do I want to sound like? I listened to someone today, I'm like, oh, I want to sound like that. I listened to somebody else where I'm like, oh, I want to sound like that. Well, it's a beautiful process, and I love how you were able to talk about all that in the book. It's a book I would recommend to anyone. Okay, speaking about that, there's something you mentioned in the book, and it really got me. You said something like, one of the mistakes singers make is they try to sing you also said this as part of your quotes, that singers try to sing everything well. They feel they are not good singers if they are not able to sing every song well. And I hear a lot of people say they want to be versatile, they want to be able to sing all styles well. And I've seen a number of people that sing as though they can do everything. They are just like really good at everything. So I would love for you to expatiate on that. Let's talk about it, because a lot of people feel incompetent when they are not able. I think I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's fine. We'll still go back. A lot of people feel incompetent when they are not able to do certain styles. When you said that, I kind of like had peace, because I've always felt when I hear people do some stuff, I feel like I'm left behind if I'm not able to do it. But there are some other things that I'm really good at, that I connect to as regards singing, that I connect to. But when I meet other people doing other stuff, I'm like, I wish I could. And sometimes I feel, oh, and I know a lot of singers feel that way as well. So I would love for you to expatiate on that.
Yeah, it's natural to want to be able to do everything well, but it's not possible. And if some singers are good at doing a lot of things well, we usually say they are underrated. So I know, like on if you go on the internet and the video comment sections, the singers that can do a lot of things well, in the comments they go,
Yeah.
he's so underrated. He's so underrated. There's a reason why, because people like it when they can know what to expect from a singer. So like it's a special that people have, right? So when you go to pizzeria, you don't want for them to give you good rice and beans. You want them to make good. So like a singer delivers a product, and if you have good pizza and good rice and beans and good salad and good sushi and good seafood and good meat, that's a little confusing. So it's better if you know what the singer is specializing in serving. And those singers are not underrated. Those are the ones that every single time you listen to them or you buy their music or you listen to their music, you know what you're going to get from them. People that are more all over the place, singing different genres and different things, we say they're underrated because they haven't really honed in on a specific genre. But as a listener, when you hear somebody doing something very well, it's natural for you to be like, I wish I could do that well. But guess what? Your favorite singer is listening to you sing or to somebody else sing, and they go, I wish I could do that well. So we don't get rid of that. We always wish we could do other things well. It's that saying, the grass is greener on the other side. But we have to learn, that this is what we are offering the world, and we have to focus on that. So I'm a teacher, and I post quotes every day, and that's what I'm good at. I wish I could do other things like everybody else, but look, you are enjoying what I do. I think if I was posting many different things and doing, like, you saw me dancing in one video and singing in another and acting in another, and I don't know, going to the grocery store in another, and then posting a quote, you may not be looking forward to seeing, I want to know what Gabriel put up. So I'm just constantly serving consistently the dish that I'm good at making, which is these, and that's what you like. So singers have to do the same thing. Constantly serve the dish you're good at making. Because if you get too diversified, your audience is going to be scattered and confused. They're not going to know what it is that you're on.
That's amazing. I want us to talk about emoting. I know a lot of people are going to be flocking to your page because I'm going to continue to make reference. I'm going to continue to make reference to your page continuously throughout this podcast. So I saw, I don't know if it's a part of your book or I don't know. I just saw you posted some pages and I went through them and I read them and it really hit me because it's one of the major challenges I have with singers, especially when a singer walks up to me and they're like, teach me how to emote. It feels like somebody walking up to you and telling you, teach me how to show my feelings. It feels weird. I try my best. I tell them, okay, to emote, you just have to really understand the song and try to that's the most I can do. I'm like, if this was you, if you really mean this, how would you sing this? How would you say this? If you were speaking to someone and you were saying this, how would you say it? Okay, now how would you sing it? And I say things like that, but deep down inside of me, I know that's not enough. There has to be more because some people, I have a singer, I hope she listens to this pod. So one of the challenges we have with her is every time she sings, the only thing I get, and somebody else has told her to sing the exact same thing. The only thing we feel, the only thing she makes us feel is her passion for singing, not the song itself. So she's singing about, never mind, I'll find someone like you. I'm supposed to be feeling heartbreak. I'm supposed to be feeling, but that's not what I'm feeling. The only thing I feel is, she loves singing so well. She loves singing this song. But I'm not feeling anything from the particular song because of this juncture, this emoting problem. I don't call it a problem, but it's kind of like an issue for her. So every time she sings, I'm like, I wish you could emote more because the only emotion I'm getting from this song is your passion for singing it, not the song itself. So I want us to talk about emoting. What exactly is emoting in singing?
Sure. So in every culture, as far as I know, and in every language and everywhere in the world, when people are sad, they tend to sound less loud. when people are happy, they tend to sound a little bit louder than when they're sad. And when they're angry, usually, not always, there are different versions of anger, but if they're very angry, they tend to be louder. So passion we associate sometimes with loudness, right? So guessing that this person sings everything in a dynamic that is very loud and intense the whole time. So we can use dynamics like singing softer, piano, pianissimo, mezzo forte, and fortissimo. We can use all of these different volumes, and then we can use different colors like breathiness, or we add a little bit of grit, or a little vocal fry, and all of those things will contribute to creating the illusion that the person is having those feelings. That's what emoting is. And then you can use facial expressions and gestures. What you're saying about that singer sounds to me like it might be a better plan to just find songs that match the way that she's very good at singing. Songs that are not maybe sad, but are about passion. So instead of changing her, just change the songs that we give her, because maybe that's her specialty, that to sound that way. I mean, to me, it sounds great that she sounds super passionate. Just find then super passionate songs that sound that way. Instead of trying to change her, maybe change the materials that she's singing. Because I don't think singing heartbreak songs is for everybody. I think that's only for know what that is.
Wow. So instead of wow, this is very deep. So sometimes it's not about changing us, it's about changing the material. No, I think I'm having a network-ish. Hello, Gabriel, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes...
Sorry, I had a little...
Sometimes it's not about...
Let's continue, all right?
Yeah, no. You said sometimes it's not about changing us, it's about changing the material. Yes, I believe that. I believe that the whole world has to organize itself to fit who we are.
Us having fits in.
Changing everything back. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Not a good plan. It's better for us to find the things that suit us instead of us trying to suit everyone.
Oh, well, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I think at the latter end of that quote, let me get it quickly. At the latter end of that quote, I'm going to read it. I love it so much. It really stuck to me. I would love to read it. He said, you won't always be happy when you sing a happy song, and your job isn't to learn to feel the way the song is designed to be presented. Your job is to become a pro at emoting so that you can consistently reproduce it. Why? Because always feeling what the song is about is not possible, not realistic, and not sustainable. I totally relate to this because I'm not always going to be happy to sing a happy song. I'm not always going to be sad to sing a sad song.
What you can do is, when you are singing in the happy way and it's working out well, you can remember and take note of what that sound is, and then you just replicate it at another day, because these emotions are sounds. So we don't have to be
make those particular sounds associated with those feelings. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Let me read the last part.
So
go on.
Go ahead. We don't have to be angry to be able to sound angry. We don't have to be sad to be able to sound sad. We don't have to be happy to sound happy. And as human beings, we do this all the time. We're not always feeling the way we're presenting. So people say, hi, how are you? And you say, I'm good, thank you. But you're probably not good. But if you want to be convincing, you better say, I'm good, thank you, and not, well, that's not going to be convincing. But we do this all the time. So when it's your job to sing a happy song and you're very sad because, you going through a breakup or something, you don't want to be showing in the happy song that you're going through a breakup, if that's makes it about you, and you wanted it to be about the song.
Oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. Just amazing. Woo! That's a lot to take in. We're gonna take it in. Let me just quickly recap that. So we do not have to feel that particular emotions to actually emote. We just have to make the sounds related to that particular emotion. It's something we should remember. So every time we are faced with those particular songs, we are able to produce those sounds. And like you said in that part of your write-up, let the people do the feeling for us while we do the how do I even put it? Yeah. Let the people do the feeling while we just express those sounds, just make those sounds, and they do the feeling for us. You do a lot of
And
go on.
you can make the faces and the body language too. So if you want to seem sad, just make a sad face. If you want to seem happy, smile. If you want to look like you're very energetic, like you just have that upbeat demeanor. Yes. And then people will respond because it's like acting, right? Like those actors aren't feeling those things, and that's what you're doing. And people still enjoy and love the performance no matter what. People on Broadway do the same show 8 times a week. They're not feeling those feelings of the story 8 times a week. They're just learning how to look like they are. That's it. And how to sound like they are.
That's beautiful. That's a lot there. That's a lot to just unpack.
It takes a lot of pressure off, right? Because you have the melody, you have the lyrics, then you have the way that you can use your facial expressions, and then you have the volume that you can use, the tone you can use. So you have all these tools to create this beautiful painting that if you want people to feel cold, you use these colors. And if you want them to feel warm, you use those colors. And that's what we're doing, creating a painting with our voice. That doesn't mean that as a painter, we feel the way the painting is. We're just painting kind of like a picture.
That's a beautiful analogy. That's a very beautiful, that analogy, the analogy of a painter. The painter doesn't have to feel those colors. He just uses them to express what he wants to express. And that it takes a lot of pressure off, because the next thing people want to do now is, okay, because it's a sad song, they try to get sad to be able to sing a sad song. Because it's a happy song, they try to get in the mood to be able to sing that particular happy song. So it takes a lot of pressure off. So what the singer should focus on doing is remember the sounds, remember the facial expression that relate to those particular emotions you're trying to convey, and just replicate them.
Exactly. And then once you do that, the audience, depending on what's going on with them, will feel it. So the people that are going through a breakup, when you're singing, never mind, I'll find someone like you. If someone is going through a breakup in the audience, they may start crying. And they think it's the singer that is like amazing, but it's really what they're going through. And then somebody sitting next to them is seeing them crying. And then they go, oh my God, that singer is making this person cry. And must be a really good singer. But, the audience, the people that are listening have a lot of feelings. And so when you say these words and these emotions, people will start feeling it. You just have to be good at your job by saying the lyrics clearly, expressing the emotions in a way that's believable. But you don't have to get sad every time you sing a sad song, because if you're going to be a professional and you're going to sing that song 1,000 times, you're going to get sad.
Going to get depressed. You're sinking depression. I have a confession. I've always felt, Billie Eilish. I've always felt like, oh, she must be sinking in depression. Oh, she must always be like sad or something every time. But I go on her Instagram and I see the way she's the exact opposite. She's the exact opposite. It's very hilarious. Like, she's the exact opposite of what she's singing. I'm like, how are you doing this?
She's creating the effect of a. So if you think of a violin, when you play it, the violin isn't sad. It's just you're playing it in a way that sounds like the sound of sadness. The violin, and the violinist is not either. He's just expressing the sound that is in the page, and so it's the music that's doing it. It's the vehicle doesn't have to be feeling the feelings. The vehicle just has to be producing the illusion of the feelings, and it's like a magician. The magician isn't really pulling a buddy out of a hat.
Yeah.
Still going, wow, he just pulled the buddy out of a hat. So we know that we're not sad, but then people come to us after the show and they're like, "Are you sad? Are you okay?" And yeah, we're okay. That's our job.
Well, that's amazing. Okay, let's move from this topic because I could go on and on and on. So you're speaking a lot about, every singer out there wants to get in control. They want to know how to control their voice. And I go through a lot of your quotes and you make emphasis on not being manipulative with your voice, not seeking control, because our voice will rebel every time we try to control it. Let me read one of your quotes. It says, "Seek not vocal control, but vocal coherence, vocal alignment, release craving power." But this is like the pillars of most singers out there. They want control. They want power over their voice. They want their voices to be powerful. Now, you said it will make you force. So you said embrace cooperating with physics and truth. It will give you power. So please unpack this quote. I think I understand it, but unpack it.
Sure, yeah. Of course. Yeah, I think the desire for control comes from feeling like we don't have any. And that we do have control. But if we don't believe we do, we start to force. So if we can be secure that we do have control and we do have power, we won't be trying hard. When you know that your name is Victor and I know my name is Gabriel, we don't have to be like, my name is Gabriel. Do you understand? My name is Gabriel. So if a singer knows that he has control and that he has power, he doesn't have to be showing off and trying to create control and power. So I think that singers that are doing that are not secure and do not believe that they are singers or that they are capable singer. And then they're trying really hard. So that would be the same for me if I tried to play baseball. I'm not very good. So if I want to be good, I'll probably be squeezing the bat too much. And I'll probably be trying too hard to catch the ball. But if I was a good baseball player, my grip on the bat would be lighter. And my trying to catch the ball won't be as anxious and intense because I'd be like, I got it. So that's what happens. And then we don't believe we have control. So then we force it. But if we align with the fact that we are singers and that we love singing, that our voices can do it, then we are being more cooperative, because the voice doesn't like it when we force it. It doesn't work. So we just have to cooperate with it and be a team player with it and be a person that is trying their best to show what we are, not what we can do. And that's what we're doing all the time, trying to show what we can do. And what we think we need to show is who we are. And we are singers. If someone's not a singer, they will not be listening to this podcast. They will not be reading my quotes. So I assume that people reading my quotes and listening to this podcast can sing and are singers. The problem is, voice lessons are not to
Oh
teach
my God.
people how to sing.
Gabriel is at it again. Gabriel is at it again. He's about to drop another bomb. Go on.
Well, we don't teach people how to sing, and we don't make people better singers. That's the illusion. But no, they already are everything they need to be, and we're just there giving them space to practice and explore what they already do well. We're not giving them a skill.
Oh my God. Wow.
They already have it. We're just giving them an hour or 30 minutes to let them practice, and we're saying, okay, let's try that again. Good job. We're not there to give them something. It's just not how it works.
Sorry, a minute. Hey, because it's hitting me hard as a voice teacher, and it's also hitting me hard as a student myself. What you're saying now is literally in line with the quote I have in front of me. You said, and I would love for you to do some definitions anyway. You said, vocalizing is about adherence, compliance, and obedience. And that singing is about exploration, expression, freedom, and both of them are important. So this would bring me to this question now, because you said for a singing lesson, we are just allowing them to have that opportunity to vocalize. I want to use that word now, vocalize. So I want you to define both for us in this context, vocalizing and singing in this context.
Sure. So in that context, vocalizing has very specific parameters. So sing this note for this long on this vowel and at this volume. So you have the rhythm, the tone, the pitch, and the volume. So in vocalizing, you have to adhere to those
Parameters.
boundaries. You have to respect its it's not why no, it's you have to respect that. So you're becoming really good at respecting strict rules. But then once you're done doing a lot of that, you go to sing, and now you play and you create your own kind of interpretation. So vocalize, follow the way adherence, and then singing is exploring and having fun and play. But vocalizing is work, singing is play.
And you make emphasis on vocalizing every day. It's something I do, and it's something I tell students to do as well, to vocalize every day. And that's...
It's good to discipline. Yeah. It's good to make your bed every day. It's good to brush your teeth every day. It's good to wash the dishes every day. It's good to vocalize every day. It builds that sense of character, that sense of confidence, that sense of security, that sense of trust, that sense of just having your back. It makes you believe in yourself when you do that every day.
Oh, okay. Let's move. Talking about validation, I'm having another quote in front of me, and it says, "Sing to move and not to prove." That's deep on its own. I love it. It's so simple and it's very profound. Sing to move and not to prove. This takes a lot of weight from our shoulders, especially performance anxiety. There's a lot of pressure on wanting to meet a particular standard, on wanting to impress, on wanting to do something, on wanting to... So I wanted to unpack this for us as well, because I think it's really clear a lot of a lot of problems.
Yeah, the second you are the singer and you are on stage and you have a microphone, you don't need to prove anything. You're already the singer with the microphone on the stage. That's it. Everybody knows, okay, that's the singer. There is nothing to prove. It's already established. So you don't have to convince people, hey guys, look, I'm a singer. We already know. You're on stage, you're in the spotlight, you have the microphone. We don't need to know that you're a singer or that you're a good singer. Obviously, you're qualified. That's why you're there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be the one there. So now your job is to move us, not to prove to us that you're a singer, but to make us feel. That's what we want. We don't want to know that you're a great singer or that you're amazing or that you're incredible. We want for you to move us, to do something with our feelings, with our emotions. We don't want for you to be like, I'm a great singer the whole time. We want to know how can you move the needle inside of us? Like from where I am now, somewhere. That's what we want, to be moved, not to be proven anything. Because already we know you're a singer. You have a microphone in your hand.
Well, there's a lot of there's another quote I was looking for. I couldn't get it, but it says I think I have it in my head. I sing better when I'm not under pressure, when I'm not being superstitious. I'm still trying to get where it is, but I think I have it in my head. You see, I have some of your quotes living in my mind. So I sing better when I'm not superstitious, when I'm not pressured and all that. So I would love for you to unpack that as well. I think it would help people who are having a lot of performance anxiety as well. People who fears to speak.
Yeah, it all goes back to being insecure and unsure and not believe.
Sorry, I would love for you to really expatiate on being secure as well.
Oh, I'm not
Being secure. That word, a lot of singers do not know what it means to be secure in themselves.
This in the audience, and they're gonna be judging me. It would work better when we just feel free to like sing freely, and that's why I think when we sing for people that we don't know us, we sing with less pressure because we're not trying to impress them as much as someone that we want to admire.
Well,
And I think it's good.
I mean, let's talk about uniqueness, because that's another thing singers are out there hunting. Oh, I want to sound like me. I want to have my own unique voice. I do not want to sound like another person. How do singers find their unique self? Because some of your quotes, okay, I've seen one. I love this one so much. It says, your voice is your imagination, is your story, it's your influences, it's your experiences, and it's your life. So all this come together. I think I'm already giving the answers. Okay? All this come together to give us our unique voice. But I'm still going to allow you to expatiate this, unpack it. So uniqueness.
I mean, everybody has a different one of all those things. Everybody's imagination is unique to them. Everybody's experiences are unique to them. Everybody's story is unique to them. So you just have to stop trying to be unique, because trying to be unique is the best way to not be unique.
Oh, wow.
Because when you're trying, that's the least unique thing a person can do is to try. The most unique thing a person can do is to not try to be unique and to just be what and who they are. That's very unique. Almost nobody's doing it.
That was pun intended, right? It's unique that nobody is doing anything. Wow. Amazing. I've enjoyed every part of this discussion. It's really lovely. So yeah, because and you get this like, oh, that's not my real. When singers are vocalizing, yes, let's talk about this. When singers are vocalizing and when you're getting them to do sounds, and you hear things like, oh, that's not my real voice. Oh, that's not my oh, that's not me. Oh, and all that. How do you get singers to really understand that all these things come together? It is all you. It all comes together it all comes together to present the real you to the world. I don't know how to phrase that question, but I hope you got it.
not me, then I say, then who is it? Who is it? I want to know, and I want to hear what they have to say, because it's all them, it's all us. So do they? I don't think that's what they mean. I think they mean I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Mm.
So you don't like that, okay? So what did you not like about it?
Mm.
It was too bright. Okay, let's make it darker. Oh, it was too dark. Okay, let's make it brighter. It was too loud. Okay, let's make it softer. It was too breathy. Okay, let's make it less breathy. Like, just that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. Who is it? Who is? That's
Well, beautiful.
it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Through your journey as a voice teacher and a singer yourself, what is like the biggest misconceptions people have about vocal technique and learning to sing? And what's your go-to solution for this? What's your understanding? Like, what understanding do you think people need to have to pull them out of these misconceptions?
They think that there is a correct way to sing, and there is not.
Oh my.
There's no such thing.
Hmm.
Every singer is doing it in their own way.
Mm.
The thing is, they have found what works for them. So when that's why I don't have a method, like you were saying. When someone is singing, they're using somebody else's method to sing with their voice. That's not sustainable, and it doesn't last. When I was growing up as a voice teacher, there were celebrities saying, I use so-and-so's method. I don't hear them saying that now. They did that for a little bit, but then they threw it out, and then they changed voice teachers. There is no such thing. The method you need to use is the method that goes by your name and your last name. My method is Gabriel Weiner method for Gabriel Weiner. If I was teaching a student named John Smith, we ought to find out the John.
You had to find the method that works for that student as well.
The John Smith method, which will not work for Annie Johnson. So each student has to find their own toolkit. And I think that the misconception is that they think that they need to find something that somebody else has. No, you need to build and create your own tool. So the misconception is that there's a technique that works for everybody. There is not.
Well, how do we balance this with the vocal health? And vocal health. How do we balance this with vocal health?
That's also unique to every individual, because some people can't eat dairy because they get a lot of phlegm, and then it messes up their singing. Some people want to eat dairy and have phlegm so that their singing can be phlegmy. Some people can eat dairy and not have any phlegm at all. Some people need 5 hours of sleep. Some people need 8. Some people need, depending on how they eat and what they do for a living, it changes. Some people don't need to exercise because they have a physically.
Hello, Gabriel, I can't hear
Some
you.
people
Okay.
So each vocal health is different for each individual, and it depends on their schedule, their lifestyle, what they do for a living. Everybody needs different care. That's why I think one of the best things a singer can do is get a really good voice teacher, because I think that relationship.
Because I was just about to ask that as well, because the questions are like just leading to another, because I was just about to ask, okay, how does this relate with us as teachers? How do we get the vocal health system, the system that would work for this person's particular kind of nature? Because like what you're saying now, everybody is different. Of course, there are some fundamental principles and all that, but everybody's system is different. So their method has to be different. Their vocal care, the way they care for their vocals and maintain their vocals too, will have to be different, because you said you just said just now that some people need 5 hours of sleep. Some people can not sleep throughout the night and still sing real well in the morning. Some people wake up in the morning and their voice is in perfect condition. Some people wake up and they have to warm up for like 20 to 25 minutes before they are able to sing. So I was just about to ask that question, like, how do students get vocal coaches that are able to help them tailor exercises that work these things out for them? And how do voice teachers also tailor exercises and tailor vocal health and maintenance routines that would work out for their students?
It's not just a voice teacher's job. Hopefully the singer also has a good doctor and has like a good bunch of other things in their life. A good fitness center, good diet, good. A voice teacher isn't a life coach, and he's not a one-stop shop for like fixing all of your problems in your life. That's another misconception. So we can be knowledgeable, and we can ask questions that may make them, but we're not going to be their chiropractor and their massage therapist and their lawyer and their doctor and their friend and their life coach. That's not our job. Every voice teacher has limits.
Yeah.
So it's just one relationship with someone that can offer ideas and suggestions and that you can check in weekly or bi-weekly regularly. So we need to stop thinking that a voice teacher is going to solve all of our vocal problems and is going to know the answer to all of our issues. It's just not real.
Yeah.
So, get regular doctor checkups. Read a book on nutrition. Learn about what best choices for your lifestyle are, and don't expect your voice teacher to have all the answers. We don't.
Mm-hmm. And that takes a lot of pressure off voice teachers as well, because I see a lot of I have this group for voice teachers, and somebody came there and was like, okay, how do you solve the problem of someone who has there was a way he put it, this issue people have with their tongue, where their tongue interferes with their singing and all that. I said, you're not a doctor. Of course, there are some tongue related issues that you can give some exercises that could help out, but there are some particular ones that there's really nothing. You're not a magician. You're not a miracle worker. You can't magically move the tongue. And I'm like, unless, of course, you just want to eat and you just want to get their money and all that, and you waste their time for a particular amount of months, and at the end of the day, you would still refer them to a doctor. So we are not...
People put a lot of faith and trust in a voice teacher, and they think the voice teacher can solve all
your problems.
We can't. Yeah, so I think it's important for voice teachers to know that, because it feels good for us to think that we're the teacher and we have all the answers. And when I was younger, I thought I could solve everything.
Well, yeah, that's amazing. We are definitely going to have another pod, Gabriel. We are definitely going to have another pod. Yeah. I said we're definitely going to have another pod. I really enjoy talking to you. Before we go, two more things. What does an ideal practice, personal practice, like I'm a singer and I just want to practice, what do you think it should look like? That's one. I'm going to package them and make them two in one. Then, what should a voice lesson two look like? I'm coming. I think I need to read one of your quotes as well. It says, "Are your voice lessons making you more boxed in, compliant and obedient, or more free, independent and adventurous?" So, to that end, what should a voice lesson feel like? What should it look like? Is there a template? What should a personal practice session or routine look like? Is there a template? What should it feel like? What kind of atmosphere should it have? All those kind of questions. I don't know. So it's that all-in-one question.
So for the practice routine, you should use a lot of range so that you use your voice in parts that you don't use when you're speaking, and it should be daily. Every day you should be accessing parts of your voice that you don't use when you're speaking. So you should be doing very high sounds, low sounds, and it should have a lot of dynamics.
Mm.
Soft volumes, loud volumes, medium volumes, and a lot of colors. Breathy tones, deep tones, bright tones. You should just really stretch and play with your voice like clay, and make sure that every single day you make it very loose
Yeah.
and very malleable. For voice lessons, it should be both. You should feel boxed in and compliant for the section when you're like focusing on the vocalizing. And then you should feel free in other sections. So every voice lesson should have some like free, untethered vocalizations, and then some more structured and vocalizations, because we're being tested on two things for everything that has to do with singing and everything that has to do with life. How free and creative and playful can you be? And how obedient and compliant can you be? And you want to be good at both
of them.
life.
Wow.
Yeah, not one or the other. Both.
Wow.
You want to be good at.
Woo. That's a lot. That's a lot. I want to stop here. I don't want to, but we'd have to.
That question, are your lessons making you feel boxed in free? It's not
a
right
or wrong answer. You should be in the middle, both. You should both feel compliant and boxed in at a part of the voice lesson, and you should also feel free and adventurous as another part of the lesson, right?
Yes, but a lot of people read that quote and they think
it's either one or the other.
Yeah. And it's just a question. It's all it is, a question.
Well, yeah.
There's no answer.
Okay. I really want to let you go because I could go on talking.
Okay.
Talking. But we're definitely going to have another pod because you are not going to stop making quotes, and I'm not going to stop reading them and and saving them. So I want to say one more thing. I guess I've been saying it since the beginning of this podcast. I'm still going to say it again. You're doing a really good job, and I appreciate what you're doing for the community of both voice teachers and singing people in general. And I really want to see there's nobody doing what you're doing out there. I sometimes I go to your page and I look at how much followers you have, and I'm surprised I'm not seeing like 300,000 followers. I'm like, what's going on? People go for the flashy vocal coaches. They go for the and trust me, the flashier they are, the lesser content they have.
The truth isn't very popular.
Actually, the flashier they are, the lesser. I've just noticed that it's a lot of challenge we're facing in Nigeria, particularly. You see someone having 15,000 followers and he's teaching a lot of things. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Teaching superstition, all these fables. I'm like, what's going on here? And you have like 15, and somehow I feel people like superstition. People like when you tell them that, oh, when you eat this, your problems are just going to magically be solved. When you read this book, in the next 3 days, you would be the best singer in the world. When you do this exercise in the next 5 minutes, and all that is just not possible.
It's wired into our DNA and nervous system. We like hope. That is how we are here. That's why we survive. That's why when we're in the desert for a long time, we see an oasis, and there's no water there or no food there. We imagine it. That is how we keep going, because we feel very afraid of how hard reality can be. So we just make up these magical solutions, but they're all fake. And until we realize that they're all fake, we haven't began our journey yet.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the pod, Gabriel. It was amazing talking to you. We're definitely going to have more pods because you're definitely going to not stop writing codes. So we'll definitely be here to unpack more of them. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right.
It's been a pleasure. Good job. Good job, and keep doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye, Gabriel.
Hey there! Thank you so much for being part of today's episode of the Daily Vocalist Podcast. Remember this, your voice has the power to inspire. It has the power to heal and move the world. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Keep believing, keep creating. Until next time, stay true to your sound. Gabriel, thank you so much for being here.